Hi, I'm Michal. I'm the creative director and level designer on Road Trackers New Beginning. I'm here with Maxim to respond to all your questions that you asked in the Q&A thread on Reddit on our track sim. And while doing it, since I don't have too much time to spare, I decided maybe I'll try to uh, do something in the game to see how the levels are made, how the sausage is made. Uh, Maybe it's a bad decision, maybe it will be difficult to focus, but we'll see. Let's try it, why not? And you'll see what we are preparing. Uh, hi, Maxim.
Hi. Do you want to start with the questions?
Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, I try to like maybe explain what I'm doing here. I have like a preliminary uh, prepared part of the level, which was done by one of our level designers, and now my goal will be to go through it and add details or change stuff to make it feel, the best way possible. So this is quite a long road. It has just basic foliage for now, and what I will want to do, and before the end of the day, is to basically make it look more final, add some lower foliage, add some details to this tiny town that is being made here, tweak some rocks, and basically make it look a bit better. All right, so Maxim, read the questions. They are mostly from Reddit. There are some from Steam and from Discord. So let's see what happens.
Okay. Uh, what makes this game unique that no other track sims have been able to do before?
Well, that's something that we've thought a lot about. Like, what should we do? Because, in my opinion, like there is no reason to try to basically challenge ATS or ATS2 at this point, and we should find our own style or our own gameplay to basically stand out. So this game is supposed to be more than just a tracking sim. It's supposed to be a tracking RPG. So what you see here, this lever that we're making, you will be able to exit the track. You will be able to go anywhere. Well, maybe not down the cliff, but what sets this apart is the fact that you will be able also to talk to NPCs, to take quests, and to basically to participate in the life of this world, because the goal is to make you feel that you are making a difference, that you are doing something that matters, and to like why showcase the why of tracking, like how you help communities build, how you help the economy develop, and so on. So yeah, so basically this, and the other thing is that you will be able to build your track basically from the ground up, so to replace every main part of it internally and externally, so both the engine and both the whatever, the cabin, the hood, whatever you want to replace, you will see the difference on the track, and you can construct your own vehicle.
Awesome. I think like from this answer alone there will be many spin-off questions.
You can ask them right now. I don't mind.
uh, I mean, I don't want to get sidetracked from what was asked on Reddit. When I have something like very specific, I will ask.
Cool.
Okay, the next one. SCS Software has done a fantastic job with ETS2. It's really comprehensive and allows me to build a character, buy garages, hire people, and play the game with great tracks and real life elements like Michelin tires. How comparable is your game and what is the roadmap for development?
Uh, yeah. So we want to go even deeper in this. feeling, the sensation of being a character in this world. And this will be done through, like I said, all these RPG elements or the interactions with the world. So, for example, you'll be able to enter a store or enter your own office, go to sleep, buy items, eat, sleep, and so on. And what sets us apart is the style. Also, I think, like you see, this game is much more bright and colorful because we like the idea is that we are making an indie game. Our budget is an indie budget, and we won't try to hide it. Like we embrace the fact that this isn't like a triple A or something. So this also the types of cargoes I believe will be different because you will be using like trailers that are based on older models, although we will have also more modern stuff. That's why we chose this setting because it's not the like this advanced mm, society. It's like a maybe a bit backwards country, which is fictional for our purposes, but also has areas that are more developed. So I think variety will be here. Uh, and also challenges related to weather. Like you will be able to drive into deep mud if it's rainy and perhaps get stuck in there. So you will have to like consider where you are going and when. And I think that should be quite fun.
Cool. Next question. This isn't by the same team that made Ice Road Trackers, is it?
No, no, and I'm not sure if you mean like the game or the show, but I think it's fair to say that we made the Ice Road expansion for Alaskan Road Trackers. Alaskan Road Trackers was our first game. This is our second one, and yeah, so we have some experience in ice roads, but not ice road trackers to be precise.
Okay, yeah, the names can get confusing because they like kind of all overlap, right?
Yeah.
Uh, there, there's trackers everywhere. um, Next question. I think this might be about Esperanza. How important is this town in day-to-day gameplay?
The town. So the person who asked this means the town that we showcased in the trailer. Basically, it's your hometown, and what you will be able to do there is to invest in businesses in this town, and those businesses will give you passive income, allowing you to buy more expensive things, but also they will allow you to expand your base. Because, for example, if you want to uh, expand the mechanical bay, you will need the help of the local smith or the store or whatever to provide you with certain goods. So in day-to-day gameplay, like the entire main story and the progress of the game is focused around this town. So it's quite important, but of course there will be more places to visit, and it won't be the only thing that is there.
Great. Next question. Will the player be getting intimately familiar with the roads around town, or does the gameplay also allow for a more free roam all over the world approach?
Oh, definitely Firo. Uh, this is because you can do the, let's say, story missions if you choose so, but you can ignore them. So if you are here for just the tracking, just go at it and ignore the story. And maybe this will be reflected in the characters that you meet, that or the ones that are in the town, that they will approach you in a different manner. But ultimately, it's your choice, it's your game, and you won't be really punished for that, other than in perhaps maybe a bit colder reaction from NPCs.
Okay. Next question. How big is the world map?
How big is the world map? Uh, Relative to what, I would ask, because as you can see, we are in a really, really, really extra tiny space of one of the two maps that we have. I don't know if it shows on our stream, probably not. Uh, but like size-wise, from top to bottom, I think it's slightly smaller than Alaskan. However, Alaskan didn't allow you to go anywhere. And for example, the northern part of it was the basically the main highway that goes from the central Alaska to the northern part, which is realistic, right? So you have the one road and that's it. And in Alaska, maybe you could go like 50 meters away from it. But here, despite the map being like the length of the longest road may be slightly smaller than in Alaskan, you can go anywhere in between. So this adds much more like space for you to visit, and also you can the network of roads is much more dense, much more intricate, complicated. So there is a lot more places to visit actually, despite the like at the first sight seeming slightly smaller than Alaska.
I don't know if you're ready to answer this because I just thought that like the true measure of
Mhm.
the scale of the game would be the combined length of all the roads. Do
Oh
you
yeah,
know how long would?
we didn't measure that yet, and that's because the roads are very like interconnected. I don't know if I can go here and show. Like you can see how the roads are. How many intersections there are, how many
Mm-hmm.
like different parts, and how tricky it might be to go through some of them. So it's very difficult to measure. We would probably have to write some kind of a bot some kind of a program algorithm to measure it. We haven't. I don't know if we will, if
Yes.
it's a good way to spend our time, but quite a lot. Much more roads than in Alaska.
Okay. 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 Next question: is it based on one or more real places?
Uh, it's generally based like our main references for the game were three countries: Brazil, Peru, and Bolivia. However, we chose to make it a fictional setting for a very good purpose. Uh, it's that it gives us total freedom to make the map just fun and whatever we want. So while the architecture or some specific parts of cities or whatever are inspired by real places, it's not that we have like faithful representation of the real thing, and that's because we had this in Alaskan, and when you have like one road that's just a straight line for hundreds of kilometers, and you don't want to, be unfaithful to realism, then I think it makes the gameplay a bit worse. So yeah, it's a balance between realism and fun.
Cool. Next question. I already see some diverse landscapes in the trailer.
Mhm.
Does that mean there's kind of different regions with transitioning of landscapes between them?
So as you can see, we're now in a jungle. That's one, and there is more than one type of jungle because you have jungles that are this type of tree or that type of tree. So yes, there will be variety. At the beginning of the video, you could see a city in the distance, and the game is prepared in a way that allows us to add other regions without worrying too much about the transitions between them. Because while you have like this one huge map with various biomes, let's say, it's generally one type of a biome. And we also have different maps for more varying biomes. Like we have a map that is inspired by the Pampa, which is like a more meadow-like area in South America, and we have a rocky area or a jungle. And in the future, this will allow us, if the game is successful, to add completely different regions, like maybe high Rocky Mountains, or even if you want to, we can go to Alaska. Because what happens when you approach the exit of a map, you find a highway exit. So you go there and you can choose your next location, because highways lead to basically different maps. So yeah, it's not that you drive from Alaska to here in a one continuous stretch, but we can add Alaska and make it as huge as we want without worrying about the connective tissue, let's say.
Great. How many tracks will there be at the beginning?
How many tracks? It's a tricky question, because we have one suspension, one chassis that you get, and on top of this you can build whatever you want. So we treat the track kind of like a character in an RPG. How many sets of armor you can get? That would be the more appropriate questions. How many sets of parts for the track you can get? And for the release version, we'll have 4 main tracks with variants of them. So this means that you will have like a model inspired by whatever track, but then you will have spare parts for it that are slightly different, that lets you customize its look. But then you will have completely different models that also have their variants. So this, combined with the fact that you can attach any part to anything, it gives us quite a lot of variety of the track and quite a fun system to play with.
Okay. Will every part work with every track?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
okay.
That's the idea.
Okay. This there are still follow-up questions for me. Um, do you need to do anything specific to earn those variations of those parts?
To add those variations, well, you have to first of all get them, which may not be that easy, because the idea is to create a path of progress that requires you to actually work for some of the better things. But no, like, if you want to combine a weak engine with a great suspension and with a I don't know, gearbox for 7 gears, or for however many gears, everything is possible. You just create your own track.
Okay. Mm, yeah, that sounds like there will be tons of customization in there.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's what the players of Alaskan requested from us, like more customization. So that's the approach. There will be a ton of customization.
okay. Next question. Will you have a fleet management system like ETS2?
No, and that's also for a good reason, because we didn't want to do a spreadsheet. We could do this, but this would basically be a menu where you manage this, and it wouldn't be very fun or consistent with the rest of the game, where everything's really hands-on. Like, if you want to buy a coffee, you go to a shop, talk to the clerk, and buy the coffee from him. So we didn't want just to limit the fleet to a spreadsheet, but that's why we introduced system for the system for developing the businesses in the town. So basically, this replace it. This exists to replace the fleet system and give you the sense of basically expanding your business and your economy.
Okay. This next question like ties up right into that. Will the improvement of cities be visible?
Oh yes, absolutely, and not only the main city, the main town, let's say, but also the some of the mm, places that we chose. Like, for example, there will be villages, or businesses, or structures uh, that you can build up by delivering materials to them, and you will see that, for example, a bridge is getting built, or a town that is basically this nice new neighborhood being built is completed after some time. So yes.
Is there a hunger, thirst, and sleep system in the game?
Yes, there is, and it already was there in Alaska. However, here we not only uh, give you the system, but we don't want it to be too punishing. So, mm, for example, in Alaskan, if your hunger went to zero, your HP went to zero, you would quote unquote die and be respawned at a hospital. But here we actually make it more difficult for you to drive, but don't end your game. That's also based on the feedback that we got that it wasn't really fun to uh, lose a lot of progress because you uh, didn't take a coffee with you to stay awake for a longer time. Okay, let's go.
Okay. So we've just talked about hunger, thirst, and sleep, and the next question is a follow up. How realistic will it be?
Uh, it depends if you're asking about the driving model or something else, because as you see, the visuals are um, indie, I would say, and a bit on the Pixar or cartoony side. That's because we don't want to compete with triple A realistic games because we simply don't have the budget. However, the driving, like the driving system, the physics, this depends on how our playtests go because we have a system that allows us to be really realistic, but at the same time, we can do a more arcadey feel. And this was a big challenge for us in Alaskan road trackers to make it the best it can be because some people wanted it realistic and some people wanted it less realistic actually. So we will decide on this based on players' feedback.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, there's other ways to make the game realistic. And the next question is, will there be VR support? Perhaps with Steam VR.
Yeah, not on the release. We simply don't have it budgeted, and we're on a tight budget. This is an indie game, so we can't like do everything we would like to. And believe me, I would love to have to view this world in VR, and it's not impossible. Right now, we are investigating the possibility to add head tracking, and I believe that it's not far from head tracking to VR, but that depends if the game is successful.
Mm, awesome. I love like head tracking games. It really allows you to immerse yourself in the world, especially when you're playing close you're closer to the world in the first person. Uh, Next question: support for steering wheels, gear shifter, and paddles, or
Uh,
VR controllers.
Mhm. So VR, I already spoke about shifters and steering wheels, yes. And right now we are awaiting for some of the like development tools from uh, steering wheel manufacturers. Mm, We will probably take the approach of making it work on every possible wheel without full like support of all the fancy options like force feedback and apply force feedback to the most demanded, most popular uh, models. And that's because this is a costly feature and there are many types of steering wheels. So our goal is to make it as accessible as possible, and at the same time make it uh, fully developed, fully awesome for the models that will be most frequently used by the players.
Mm, okay. A follow up from me.
Mhm.
Right now, you already know you don't want to support Steam VR for the release because
Mhm.
it would at cost. Are there any other like hardware like this that you know you're skipping for the release?
Uh, we don't know yet about full support of Steam Deck. that would be probably verified later, because this is also which was beyond our initial budget. But like, we are making this game in a smart way, I think so, which allowed us to add a couple more things in a safe manner. So perhaps it will be possible to add even more. Mm, but do you have any specific like hardware in mind?
No, no. But knowing that like Steam Deck is, you're thinking about it. I think
Mm-hmm.
maybe not full sport for the release, but you're thinking about it is good to know. I think.
Sure.
Okay.
By the way, this really is difficult to focus on both doing this and replying. So I'm probably doing like 10 times slower than I would normally. So, but it's interesting. Okay, so let's continue.
Okay. Your previous game,
Mm-hmm.
Alaskan Road Trackers, doesn't have very positive
Mm-hmm.
reviews on Steam.
Yes.
Have you learned any lessons from that and implemented them in this new game?
Yes, basically, this entire game is a lesson from Alaskan road trackers. That's because, first of all, it was designed based on the feedback, like what the players want that we couldn't provide there. So customization is one of the things. And another thing is the technical quality. Alaskan was the first game of the team, so it was quite, I would say, ambitious, maybe too ambitious for its own sake. And right now we are trying to say the safer approach, which like even the art style was made to make it more not only accessible to players, but really mostly more accessible to players with like worse hardware, uh, because this makes the game, I believe, still look nice, and at the same time gives us the opportunity to add more stuff. Like, I don't think Alaskan could handle like this much foliage with this frame rate that we're getting. And I'm running this view that you see from the editor. So there is a lot of stuff in the background that won't be in the main game. So the main game, in my opinion, runs way better than Alaskan. So yeah, that's one big lesson for us.
Great. Uh, since some of the concerns were about the performance of Alaskan, this is great to
Mm-hmm.
hear. Um, I might be the only one asking, but since you have a customizable interior, any chance of doing RHD swap for those of us that are used to driving on the other side of the
Mm-hmm.
vehicle?
I know what you mean, and also, like technically, it is possible, but it would be easier if we designed some a track, one of the tracks, one of the cabins to be like a right-hand side wheel, instead of allowing it for all the tracks, because that would be a huge technical like challenge. And it's not that it's not possible. Of course, everything is possible, but it would be very costly. And we're talking about an indie game. Like I said, we embrace the fact this is an indie game. So if there is like more players who want it, we will design an interior for that to be for like the like, I don't know, Australian traffic. But for now, we didn't plan for it.
Okay. Uh, in 8 years, I've always wanted to get out of my truck,
Yes.
walk into the gas station, buy something, and use the restroom. Basically, have an option to turn on or off realistic mode where you have to eat, use the bathroom, and shower.
Mm-hmm.
Could any of these options be a possibility?
Oh yes. So I'll give you an example. Right now, we are working on a motel, and you could use motels in Alaska, but it was done through interacting with the door, and then you could just choose how many hours you want to sleep. Here, you will have an actual like the reception desk, and you talk with the guy there. You go to your room, you use the bed to sleep. You go into stores, yes. You can talk with people and so on. So yes. But
Okay,
you won't
but
take a shower. I didn't think about that, about taking a shower.
okay, okay. Ooh. Will it be coming to Xbox?
Our ambition is to bring it to Xbox, and we already secured a possibility with Xbox to release the game on the platform. We have their approval for that. We haven't announced it on Xbox yet because we want to make sure that we're releasing a good game. Because in the case of Alaskan, like our biggest difficulty with it, and perhaps where we spend the most resources developing or fixing actually stuff, was the Xbox Series S version. As this game, this console, this platform has a smaller memory capacity than other platforms. And it was like it's quite obvious that that version of the game is worse than the other versions, and we don't want to repeat that in case of this game. Uh, like you see, like I told you, like the optimization is going really good right now, but it's too early for me to say when we'll prepare it for Xbox, because I think it's quite likely that the Xbox version will be there. Like it's very likely, but I cannot just yet promise you that it will be at the same time as the other versions or later.
Okay. Why would I get this over ETS,
Mhm.
ATS if they are far more advanced in terms of features?
Because this is a different set of features, I would say. Uh, by the way, I haven't read all those questions beforehand, so some of them are quite surprising for me, but I'm glad that I can respond to them. Basically, mm, this is a game about being a tracker and not driving a truck, I would say. So everything around it, like living your life and going off the beaten path, and maybe not always being in a hurry to deliver your goods, taking your time to explore, to meet people, and to develop yourself personally. Oh, and also we don't only have the systems for development of your track, but also systems for development of uh, yourself as a character. And we had something like that in Alaska. You had perks that you could use, but now your character has also stats, like in an RPG. So you can develop your health, like your basically durability, let's say. You can develop yourself in the terms of charisma, so you can get better deals, or you can talk to people in a different way. So those I think are the reasons why you would like to play this game. Also because I don't think like those games do the regions like we have here, and I think it will be quite also fun to visit a jungle for a change.
Yeah, jungle like sounds looks very appealing. I wish it was more represented in the tracking games, and now it will be.
Yes, definitely.
Mm, this next question like ties into your answer. Make their progression interesting, please. That's my biggest issue in ATS ETS. There is nothing to do in very short time. I don't have goals, and it's boring really fast.
Oh, that was my biggest issue with Alaskan, probably. Like, there wasn't a driving force that would take you through the entire game. I myself, as a player, I like games to have a definite like goal to strive for. Uh, and I don't. I know that there are different types of gamers. Like, maybe you don't like it, and you would prefer to have your game completely open. That's fine, and that's why you can approach this game like that. You can just basically ignore the story. That's okay. But if you are here for a goal to strive for, you will have it in form of bringing you back, bringing your town back to greatness, or in form of doing like quest lines for characters. It's all here.
Great. Uh, Another platform question.
Mhm.
Linux support?
Oh. Uh, Frankly, not at the release, and I don't know if ever, to be completely honest. And that's because I can't respond to it because I'm not the programmer. I'm not the programmer. We have a technical director who's really great at this, uh, and I don't know at this moment how difficult it would be to bring it to Linux. And also, please mind that every decision needs to make sense from the financial standpoint. Unfortunately, like this is the sad truth of game development. This thing needs to sell, and for example, if we expect to sell like I don't know 100 units on Linux, it simply doesn't verify the validity of making this version. But I don't know. Frankly, I don't know. I just want to be open with you and tell you how these decisions are made.
Okay, so you're not saying no. You're saying you're you
Yeah, I'm saying
evaluate.
I'm not a programmer, so frankly, I don't know. We haven't
Okay.
planned for this because I think we didn't expect, based on previous like experiences with different games, we don't expect Linux versions to sell that well. But
Mm-hmm.
we can always see if that's actually, uh, if it's easy, then why not, right? Basically,
Yeah.
that's my answer.
Yeah. So I guess the same answer would be for any other platform that might be asked
Well,
for, like
I have a
for.
different answer for Switch actually, because I would
Oh.
love to bring it to Switch, but this isn't that simple because Switch 2, Switch 1 is probably too not powerful enough to handle the game with an open world and this dense graphics and so on. But the problem, the difficulty is that Switch 2 doesn't operate like other platforms where get you can simply basically get a dev kit and start developing. Switch curates its library and its developers much more than other platforms and much more than Switch One. So right now there isn't no opening to bring the game on Switch, but if there appears one, we will jump on it on the opportunity.
Awesome. That's really here. Mm. A camera break. It froze again.
That's because my camera is
Mm.
connected to a different computer and it
Okay. Now it now
yeah.
it's now it works. Cool.
Thanks for reminding.
Uh, Great. Next question. How many tracks will we be able to own?
Okay, so I mentioned before that we will have like one chassis to which you can connect whatever, and we'll have dozens of variants of tracks for it. So yeah, that's basically still the answer. Four main tracks, uh, both all in a couple of variations, and you can own them all and store them in your storage. You have at your base a storage where you can keep all the stuff, and you can swap whatever whenever you want.
Okay, it really allows me to play with my imagination. Like, can you have like presets or like your favorite sets of for the tracks?
Yeah, we thought about it, but we think that it's much more fun to let you connect maybe things that aren't that obvious. Uh, because there are sets, yes, there are sets, and you can combine them into a track that it was meant to be. But if you want to take one part from one track and another part from another track, and they maybe don't look that great, but you like it, then that's okay. Why would we prohibit you from doing it?
Okay. Mm, Next question.
Mhm.
Will you have multiple monitor support? Not just one and free, but unique movable options like MSFS.
Oh, that's also, to be completely honest, not my area of expertise. I know we support ultra wide, uh, but I don't think we tested on multiple monitors. I will have to go come back to this answer to this question because as I told you, I haven't read them
Mm-hmm.
beforehand. I wanted it to be honest. I
Neither have I. They have been compiled for us, and
think.
this is great. This is great because what we get is like the honest answer.
Yeah, yeah, precisely. That was my approach from the beginning.
Okay. Are you planning to optimize the game for handhelds, so like Steam Deck and so on?
The game needs to be optimized in general. Yes, I already mentioned Steam Deck that we're not sure right now. It would be, of course, nice to do, but certain options that were suggested by the community, for example, like the scaling of the text, I think should be there, and that should also play into the optimization for handhelds. And also, if we get the opportunity to prepare a Switch version, that would be great, and that would mean that yeah, we would prepare a completely like intended version for handhelds.
Yeah, because there's a lot beyond just an optimization to get the game ready for a
Hmm.
mobile platform,
Yes,
right?
yes, definitely
There's the
UI. Hmm.
yeah, there's the UI, there's controls, there's other considerations than just
Hmm.
optimization. Okay, how many and what biomes are planned?
How many on what biomes? Okay, so we have two main maps for the release. One is what is considered a hub, and this is mostly pampas, but also there is a swampy area. There's like a more rocky area in there, uh, and there are towns and so on. And we have this map that I'm on right now. This is a couple of types of jungle, but also like more muddy and less regions that are less filled with trees, let's say with forests. There are also quite big cities that you saw in the distance. I don't know, maybe you can. No, I think it shows somewhere in the distance right there. And we'll have installations of different kinds that are more industrial. For example, one of the cities planned to be like a more industrial, like a factory town, where people mostly make their money in the region, and one is just this older town that is the cultural center of the region. So I wouldn't say that there are like super varied biomes. Like you don't have a snowy biome, for example, but we have prepared for that. We even have snowy weather prepared for the future. I hope that we'll be able to expand the game in the future. But yeah, so basically imagine different regions of South America, of Bolivia, Brazil, Peru area, and that should be
I am imagining them right now.
it.
What is what kind of differences in terrain can be expected in the game? Is there going to be a significant difference between driving on pavement versus dirt roads or going off the road entirely?
Oh
If
yes.
so, will
Hmm.
the terrain differences be limited to traction modifiers?
No, no, not just that. Traction, yes, but also the big difference will be mud that you can get stuck in. You can actually deform the surface of the mud, and also one big factor is the weather, which changes the humidity, and humidity affects traction and so on, visibility. So you should quite feel the difference between driving on this road and on like asphalt.
Okay, what types of terrain to drive on will there be?
Well, we have we have this dirt roads that you see here. We have grass, we have low grass, we have tall grass, we have mud, we have asphalt, different types of what do you call it? Like not asphalt, but brick laid road, um, and their variants in different weathers. For now, and we have wood, like wooden bridges or tracks. And I think for now we have this. I'm not sure if we have. We'll probably have more, but it's also uh, like uh, like you have this kind of difficult road to navigate, and maybe you add some rocks here. Who knows? So this will be like an additional challenge. Oh, and of course we have water. We haven't yet created like the effect of driving on water, and we are thinking what should happen when you go into water. So maybe you can tell us what you would like to happen, because I'm like leaning toward the solution where in water your track simply breaks, like the engine is flooded, and you need to go and find help or call for help. But if you have a different idea for that, you can share it.
Cool. So, besides water, which one of those would be the hardest? Like in Alaskan, the
Mhm.
ice roads were the hardest. Which one? Which
So,
is the ultimate
mhm.
experience?
So in Bolivia, there is something called Bolivian Death Road, which is this really narrow dirt or like gravel road on the side of a mountain with cliffs nearby. And this is actually part of it that we designed, were inspired by the Bolivian Death Road. So I think this is the part that will be difficult, especially during the night, in rain, maybe thunderstorm. That would be quite fun.
Oh, I have a different idea of fun, but okay.
Well, don't
Let's
blame me for
go.
it.
I will.
That's good.
What what is the extent of on-foot exploration going to be? Getting out of vehicles to
Uh
talk to
huh.
people or change
Hmm.
what we're driving seems like a given, but is there more to it than that as well?
Yes, you can, for example, interact with objects. So you can pick up a book and read about the history of the region, or you can carry something to for another person as a part of a quest, or you can go and try to convince a person to do something that other person asks you to, or you can convince them to do otherwise. And you can go and I don't know, maybe there will be a path that isn't traversable by track, but there's some kind of secret, some kind of fun stuff, maybe a crashed UFO or something. That are those are the like fun things that we designed the game. Its working part to before.
Okay, there's a follow up to this.
Mm-hmm.
Will from the same person, will we be able to do things like hand loading cargo or doing self repairs when our trucks get damaged?
Yes, self-repairs, yes. You will be able to connect the trailer, of course. You will be able to uh, choose the security straps that you want to use. We thought about loading cargo. Actually, we had it designed for one early version, but it proved such a risky thing to do because, for example, what if you uh, take the cargo somewhere like on a roof of a building, because we have jump button. You can do a lot of fun stuff, but this comes with a with this difficulty of you being able to actually break the game. So in some cases, so instead of limiting you like by invisible walls or somehow preventing you from climbing to places, we decided uh, to resign from loading cargo to the truck, at least in this version, because, like I said, if we have the opportunity to expand the game, that probably would be one of the things that we would like to do.
Next one. Uh, about how many miles, real miles, preferably, of roads will there be or how many scale miles, and what's the scale?
Uh, that's a difficult question. Like it was like touched upon in a previous question where
Yeah.
someone also asked how many mice of roads are there. It's difficult because they are extremely extremely interconnected in places and so on. So it's difficult to measure. But there will be a lot of them and a lot more in Alaska. That I can say.
Okay. Um, will the roads be fictional and continuous, or will there be places that we can't go?
Well, you can go generally everywhere where it's viable to go. Because, for example, here, this isn't, by the way, the final texture or anything. Here, there will be like a jungle that you can't go because it's down the cliff, so you would die trying to go there. So instead of making it traversable and detailed, we decided to just make it part of the background. But within the main map, like for example, if you want to go, I don't know, here up to this wall, you can go here, no problem. So it's fully open, but there will be, of course, places that you can't reach because it's, for example, a rock and that's too steep to climb.
Mhm. I wish the vehicles would get dirty, damaged, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that everything feels so clean in ETS or ATS and that it has better graphics. I already feel that the ETS ones are a bit old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are working on a system for cleanliness of the track, and you will be able to clean them in certain places that offer you like sponge and water. And yes, as for damages, we have our first part of visual damages implemented already. So the track, um, basically, you see, for example, the smoke coming out of the track. Our ambition is to make the parts like loose and visibly destroyed. We have uh, potentially also the window, like the programming basis to introduce visual wear of every main part of the track. So I hope we will be able to implement as many of those as possible. But some of the basic like things that you asked for are already there.
Okay. Please give us free ride on the ordinary cars, sedans, pickups.
Uh, that's a big ask, you know, and that's because each of these cars would require its own user interface, and if you would like to continue playing from the first person, it would require us to model the interiors of the cars also. So not for the release. We don't have it. This is like it's incredibly costly to do that. So I'm afraid that the release can't handle this request.
Mhm. I I don't know, like because the question mentioned free ride. I don't know if the person like wanted to be able to ride on the back of a pickup, or
Hmm.
were they expecting to drive it themselves?
Yeah, yeah. I think driving like freely using other vehicles you find like in GTA, I interpret it like this, and like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it would be cool. It would be awesome, but like it would make the game cost twice as much for us to make. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but that's out of our scope.
Okay. Um okay. Do you plan to release other types of trucks in the future? And will
Hmm?
you also launch a dynamic cargo mode, just like ETS and ETS2 have invested in the system?
Different parts, yes, absolutely. That's why we created this system where you can connect everything to everything. So different, not necessarily even tracks, which also hopefully will happen. But if you want like some crazy ornaments for tracks, some crazy decorations, we have a system for that as well. And what was the other part of the question?
Sorry, I was muted. Will you also launch a dynamic cargo mode, just like ATS and ETS2 have invested in the system?
I think I will expand my answer on this at a later date because we have a dynamic economy, let's say, that also is affected in certain cases by the level of your track. So I think it's different, but it's also quite something. It's not like completely like scripted. So, uh, but more on this later. You are muted if you are saying something.
Sorry. Will support on Thursday launch?
Yes, the answer. Simple
Yes.
answer.
Okay. Licensed models?
No, and that's there is one main reason. That's because we allow you to combine any part with any other part, and there is no chance in the world that any like manufacturer of trucks would allow us to combine their parts with their competition. So no, but I think our system is fun and it warrants like this approach.
Okay. Um Thinking about wider systems, does the place where you buy your fuel matters?
Uh, we have for now like we have I believe two or three types of gas stations where we can vary the prices. I would say no because it shouldn't be. There are different challenges in the game. Like for example, the challenge in on this map should be to navigate through the jungle and not get stuck somewhere with broken cargo and with no food and with no signal flares to call for help, or to find a satellite phone somewhere to call for help, actually. So those are the challenges, and tanking, like fueling the truck, should be part of the preparation, but shouldn't ask from you to think about it too much.
Okay, because there's a follow-up question. Is
Mhm.
the gas at this indie station cheaper but lower quality than at a big corporate one?
Yeah, it can be. Absolutely, it can be. And this is the decision that will be decided with our designer of this part of the gameplay. And I think that's actually a good idea to do that, perhaps. But even in tests, we determine that people maybe don't even notice it because it's absolutely possible that it will be. There was a lot of stuff in Alaska that were there but weren't noticed by the players, and I want to avoid like putting effort into things that people won't know are there. So it sounds cool like at the first glance, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not completely convinced that it's worth the effort.
Okay. From my experience, like it's the other way around than in this question. Like when there's an indie station, it's both lower quality and more expensive because the indie station is stranded, and you have like if you're at this point you have no fuel, then you have no alternative.
Yeah, but I guess maybe it's like a regional thing where you live. It changes your
Okay,
perception of this.
might be. Okay, last question from the
Mhm.
community we have on record. Can you build a relationship with the owner here and get a discount over time?
Yes.
Uh,
I mean, I don't know if I understand this correctly. You can, some people, first of all, react to your level of charisma, of charm, we call it charm. So you can get bigger like bonuses if you have bigger level of charm, but also at some point you will be able to unlock challenges if you develop your character enough. And this also will come with additional risk, but also additional rewards. So yeah, I guess the answer is yes. Maybe not exactly in the way that you think it would look, but yes, something similar will be there.
okay. Thank you.
And thank you.
The, uh, that's all the questions that we had prepared for this session.
So, from me, from the bottom of my heart, really thank you for the questions. Thank you for the interest in our game. If you want to watch it being developed, maybe literally, like right now, or general like milestones that we do, consider following us on Steam, on Discord, on X, for example, or here on Reddit. And my approach is to be completely open with you, completely honest about it. We've learned a lot, I believe, and I believe that we're making a game that you are going to like. So, thanks again, and see you next time.